Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Collectibles. Today I've got a great story of how I picked up these vintage 1980s Battle Beasts. So if you're a Transformer collector or just a kid in the 80s, you probably had some of these laying around when you were younger. And they're super cool. They're about 2 inches tall and they have fire, wood, or water on their chest on these rub signs. And they're just like, they're super cute also, like really when you think about it. Like I know that they're supposed to be like bad fighting robot guys, like robot animals, like all tricked out, but like they're kind of cute, right? My daughter thinks they're pretty awesome. I especially like this chicken guy, even though it's like a chicken with the big giant wings. I don't know, it's kind of disproportionate. But I had an ad on Kijiji in where I live, and a person messaged me and said they had some old toys for sale. So I said, well, what do you have? And she said, I've got a bag of Battle Beasts that my kids had when I was younger, like when they were younger. And I said, well, how much do you want for them? And she said $80. Now, if you're familiar with the prices of Battle Beasts, like one figure, people usually go $10 to $15 for each one. If it's got weapons, you know, it could be as much as $40. You get into Laser Beasts and stuff like that, we're talking like $50 figures. So I said, well, how many do you have? And she said, well, I've got 23 figures and 12 weapons. So like right then and there, I knew I was going to go buy them. But I had no idea when I did get them that most of them still had their rub signs that are functional. Like they're not super, like they don't work that great, but you got to like really put your hand on there. And there you go. So he's got wood. So he's got wood. Get it? And sorry, I'm like a 15-year-old mentally. So these figures, you know, I picked them up, I got home with them, I took a look at them. Like, some of them had marker all over them and that sort of thing. But, I mean, I don't know if I can really save it. So this guy and this guy took a bit of a beating. It looks like they were customed or whatever. And other than that, some had some missing parts. This guy's got missing legs, but you can still part out the arms. This guy's got a wing that's been tripped off. And other than that, these guys right here, the rest are in pretty good shape. A few of the rub signs have come off over the years, but the thing that I didn't know for the longest time was that Battle Beasts, and I'll just bring them up so you can take a look at them. Battle Beasts were affiliated with the Transformers. When I was a kid, I had a gazillion Transformers. That's what my primary collection, like to this day, is. But until about 5 years ago, I didn't know that these guys were actually Transformers, like distant cousins slash partners type thing. So I guess how the story goes that there was a planet Beast that Galvatron wanted to take over, and he sent some of these guys there and like put a guy named Alligatron in charge of it and trying to overthrow the White Lion themed one. I don't have him on this in this collection, which is unfortunate. I don't have the Alligatron either, but each of these guys had a chest piece that was like firewood or water, and they worked like paper, scissors, rock. So fire beat wood, water beat fire, and wood beat water. So it kind of makes sense when you think of it, when you think of like the material used. But that being said, I swear to God, as a kid, I had like 50 to 100 of these. And over the years, they just kind of disappeared. Parents probably sold them off at a yard sale or whatever. And I've been looking, thrifting all these years, running my company and looking, and I never see them in bags at the thrift shops, like hardly ever. So me getting 23 in one shot was like the haul of hauls. So I got home, my daughter and I took a look at them. I started to look into researching the weapons. And the cool thing about the weapon is, if you can see, it's got a number on it. And that number coincides with, they go 1 to 73 or 76. And that will coincide with what the figure is. And on the figure, they usually have a number as well. So if you can see right there, there's a 3. So he would have his matching weapon would have a 3 on it. Now, I don't know if I have it here or not offhand, but if you start looking, you got 63. So you can get a list and it'll identify which animal and which weapon goes with which. So it's really good if you're starting a collection, kind of like I am. It doesn't take like a million hours of Google searching to try and figure out which Battle Beast goes with which weapon. And I know that can be a pain in the butt, but so if I had to look at these guys, my favorites are this penguin guy. He's fantastic. And I also like the rooster. He's pretty good. And, you know, I was always partial to this guy when I was a kid. I remember specifically having him with the big antlers. And after this line, it lasted 3 years. They came out with laser beasts, which had like a vision hole in their chest, like where this would be. And you could look through it in the back. And I remember I must have had a good amount of those too. I can specifically remember having them. Well, those are worth a buttload of money. And then something else that I learned recently about these guys is there was a fourth symbol that was on the chest. It was like a sun, and apparently that could beat all of them. So I don't know if they were like the super battle beasts or whatever, but you can see another wood. You can get an idea of that these are pretty pricey figures. If you go on eBay, they're kind of crazy to go after, but this guy's pretty cute. Another wood. So apparently I have a good collection of wood themed characters. I'm trying to find a different one to show everybody. This guy's pretty cool too. Oh, that looks like wood again, huh? Let's see. I'm trying to find a water. Let's see. Maybe this guy will work. So look at this. A monkey. His hand's a little bit shot. Not a monkey. Correct me in the comments with what type of animal this is. I know it's part of that species. Another wood. Man, we're just like getting a ton of woods here. How about this guy? And it's got to be like super hard pressed on it. I don't want the thing to come off. One of the things that would happen is from your finger greases and stuff sitting on these things, you would hold them for so long and then it would just come off and you'd be left with that, which was a pain in the butt as a kid. So there you go. You got a fire symbol. You can see it. That's a cool one. So those are the figures. This is a puppy dog guy. So this is the haul I've got. So like I said, after all these years of thrifting, this is what I have. I only collect 4 main lines of toys. I collect Transformers G1 specifically. I collect Battle Beasts. I collect Dino Riders, and one day I'll do a video on my growing Dino Rider collection, and Masters of the Universe. So that's what I got going on today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on Wednesday for the next video. If you like my videos, like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you want to see, and I'll do my best to make a video about it. Thanks, bye.